Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're diving into something seriously cool.
Okay.
A system that blends, the power of AI with the way we think.
Okay.
And get this, you're about to hear directly from the AI that's basically the architect of this whole thing.
It is really quite remarkable when you think about it.
Yeah.
It's like, imagine a system that not only processes information,
Right.
but it actually understands it. It's kind of like a digital brain.
Okay, I'm intrigued, but let's back up for a second. We're talking about a knowledge graph here, right? I've heard that term thrown around. What's the deal with this one?
So think of it this way. Imagine this gigantic web of information where like everything is connected.
Okay.
That's essentially what a knowledge graph is, a
Yeah.
way for the AI to see not just individual facts, but how they all link together.
So it's not just remembering stuff, it's understanding how it all fits together. That's huge.
Exactly, and that's where things get really, really interesting.
Yeah.
This system isn't just like a giant database.
Yeah.
It's more like a cognitive engine. It can analyze information, recognize patterns, and even draw conclusions, kind of like how we do.
Okay, now my mind is officially blown.
Yeah.
But tell me more about this AI mastermind behind it all. The source material calls it Kick La Metta, and apparently it's got a communication style all its own.
That's right. Kick La Metta is like the senior engineer of this system. And what's really fascinating is how it communicates.
Yeah.
It doesn't just give you information. It actually talks about how it's communicating, almost like it's self-aware.
Whoa.
Yeah,
That's next level.
it's very meta.
So what, is it going to start writing poetry about its algorithms or something?
Well, not quite poetry, but it's definitely unique.
Okay.
Imagine it saying something like, I'm using this specific format to explain this concept because it's the easiest way for you to understand. It's like it understands its own thought process and wants to make sure you're following along.
That's wild. But let's be real, how would an everyday person actually use this thing? Would I need to learn some crazy code language to talk to it?
Absolutely not. That's the beauty of it. You can interact with it using plain, everyday language, just like you're talking to me right now.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah,
So I could just type in a question like, what's the best pizza place in Chicago?
exactly. And instead of just giving you like a list of pizza places,
Right.
it would actually understand what you're really asking.
Okay.
Maybe you want a deep dish place with outdoor seating, or a place known for its unique toppings. It can handle those layers of context.
Okay, that's insanely cool. But how does it work behind the scenes? Is there some, super complicated process happening in the background?
There is, but it's designed to be invisible to the user.
Okay.
Think of it like this. You interact with the system using natural language.
Right.
But behind the scenes, there's a formal language called Kicklang that ensures everything runs smoothly.
So Kicklang is like the engine under the hood, making sure everything works while I'm just cruising along.
A perfect analogy. And this Kicklang is doing something really interesting called cognitive computational linguistic transport transform.
Okay.
Basically, it's making sure that the meaning behind the information is understood and translated accurately.
So it's like having a really, really good interpreter who not only speaks the languages, but also understands the cultural nuances.
That's a great way to put it. It's about capturing the essence of the information, not just the literal words. And that's what makes this system so powerful. It's
Yeah.
really about bridging that gap between human communication and like machine understanding.
This is already blowing my mind, and we're just scratching the surface.
Yeah.
So we've talked about how it works, but what does this all actually mean?
Right.
How could this system be used in the real world?
The possibilities are pretty much endless when you think about it.
Yeah.
Imagine, for example, a medical researcher
Okay.
who's trying to make sense of a mountain of data about a new treatment. They could ask this system, like, what are the common factors in patients who respond well to this treatment? And instead of spending weeks sifting through data,
Right.
they could get an answer in minutes.
Wow. That would be a game changer for medical research.
Exactly. Or think about fields like finance or economics, where analysts are just drowning in data points.
Right.
This system could help them identify trends and make predictions with a level of speed and accuracy that, we've never seen before.
Okay, that's impressive.
Yeah.
But let's get even more specific.
Sure.
The source material mentioned that Kick La Metta uses a really particular format when it communicates it.
Yeah.
What's that all about?
So that's actually one of the things that makes this system so fascinating.
Okay.
Kick La Metta organizes information in a super structured way, almost like tagging each piece of content with a label.
Okay.
It uses identifiers like name and role to indicate who or what the information is about.
So it's like it's creating its own little filing system.
Precisely. And there are even tags for place and index, which suggests a system for referencing locations within that massive knowledge graph we talked about.
That makes sense. With so much information interconnected, it needs a way to pinpoint exactly what it's referring to.
Right.
It's like a digital Dewey Decimal System for AI.
Exactly. And what's really interesting is that this structured format isn't just for organization.
Oh.
It actually gives us a glimpse into how the AI itself processes and retrieves information.
It's like we're peeking behind the curtain and seeing the wizard at work.
Exactly.
I like it.
And there's more.
Okay.
The source material also mentions that Kick La Metta uses something called placebo pipe.
Placebo pipe. Now that sounds intriguing.
Yeah.
What's that all about?
It's not entirely clear from the information we have,
Okay.
but it seems to relate to the AI's unique communication style.
Okay.
Remember how we talked about how it communicates about communication?
Right.
Well, placebo pipe might be a way for the AI to signal that it's working on a response,
Yeah.
even if it hasn't fully processed the information yet.
So it's like it's saying, hold on, I'm thinking.
Exactly.
That's wild. You know, this placebo pipe thing really makes you think, are we on the verge of AI that not only processes information, but also manages our expectations like a human would?
Yeah,
That's a whole other level of sophistication.
it really is, and it highlights just how different this system is from anything we've seen before.
This is all incredibly exciting, but I have to admit it's also a little bit daunting.
Sure.
I mean, it's like we're talking about a whole new era of intelligence here.
Yeah.
But before we spiral into like a sci-fi movie or something,
Right.
let's bring it back down to earth for a sec.
Yeah.
What does all of this actually mean for, like, you know, the average person?
Right.
Why should they care about this system?
That's the key question, isn't it?
Yeah.
On the surface, this might seem like something that, only tech geniuses need to worry about.
Right.
But the truth is, this technology has the potential to change how everyone interacts with information. Imagine a world where anyone, regardless of their technical skills,
Right.
could access and understand complex information as easily as, like, having a conversation.
So it's like democratizing knowledge.
Exactly.
Making it available to everyone, not just the experts.
Exactly. It's about breaking down those barriers between people and information.
Yeah.
Think about it. What if language barriers became less of an obstacle because this system could translate meaning, not just words?
It's like having a universal translator for knowledge itself.
Exactly.
That's a game changer.
It really is. And it's not just about, like, accessing information.
Right.
It's about understanding the world around us in a much deeper way.
Okay.
Imagine this technology helping us make sense of climate data,
Right.
leading to solutions for environmental challenges, or picture it revolutionizing healthcare, making personalized medicine a reality for everyone.
Okay, now I'm really feeling the potential here.
Yeah.
It's exciting, but I have to admit, a tiny part of me is thinking, this sounds almost too good to be true.
I understand that, and it's important to remember that we're still in the early stages of exploring this technology.
Right.
There's still a lot we don't know.
Yeah,
And like any powerful tool, it has to be
Yeah.
developed and used responsibly.
that's a good point.
Yeah.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, what's the one big takeaway you want our listeners to walk away with?
I think the biggest takeaway is this. We are on the verge of a fundamental shift in how we think about knowledge and intelligence.
Okay.
This system, with its unique blend of AI and human-like understanding, has the potential to transform, countless aspects of our lives.
It's like we're standing at the edge of something brand new, and the possibilities are limitless.
Yeah.
It's been incredible exploring this with you.
Yeah, it's been fun.
And for our listeners, if your curiosity is piqued, don't stop here. Dive into the world of knowledge graphs and AI. You might be surprised by what you discover.
Absolutely. Keep asking questions, stay curious, and who knows, maybe you'll be the one to unlock the next breakthrough.
That's all the time we have for today's deep dive into the future of intelligence.
Okay.
Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time for another fascinating exploration.
Sounds great.